Yeah, I thought that Ben Bobby came out and pitched really well for us. He had a good changeup, good breaking ball, fastball was good, and just really got us off to a good start. I know that they hit a home run, but uh, sometimes that just happens. And really liked what I saw from our whole pitching staff. I thought Christian came in and threw great. Wood had a really good inning, and then Dietz had a little soreness, so we got him out of there. And then Hewlett came in and did a tremendous job. So super job by our pitchers. And then offensively, uh, some timely hitting. Sue's obviously with the big 2-out double, I think, and drove in a couple runs and then a couple home runs. I mean, obviously it's a quick game, but timely hitting and good pitching and winning a lot of ball games. And that's kind of what you saw tonight.
Dave, with Bybee, is that kind of what you expected that you were going to get out of him in the offseason? You guys were talking about him being your fourth starter. Was that what you envisioned?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we saw in spring in fall practice, and then obviously in the spring he got mono and it slowed him down big time. But he's starting to get his strength is probably full go now, and I thought he threw the ball really well.
So you said soreness with Hunter Dietz. Is there any concern that it might be something more?
Yeah, no, I mean I don't know. They're going to look at it, but he got sore last time too, and it's kind of in a strange area, different area than where he had surgery. So just let him look at it and figure it out.
The last three Tuesday games, you've either one hit or two hit the opponent. Now, I know some of them are run rule games, but you think it's a matter of pitchers just doing the most with their opportunity?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything. They're just throwing a lot of strikes, playing good defense behind them, and you throwing maybe multiple pitchers that giving the other team a different look, every other inning, and it's hard to lock in on a guy and maybe figure out a tendency or two. So, but it's hard to do that all the time because a lot of times, somebody doesn't have a good inning, but it seems like when guys are getting an opportunity, they're going in there and taking advantage of their time on the mound and pitching extremely well.
Nolan had another good day for you guys, and you moved him up in the lineup. And just wondering, that last at bat, really patient against a lefty. How much are you guys working on making sure he can hit lefty on lefty, and maybe that's a way for him to become an everyday guy?
Yeah, he's been, he swings the bat well against lefties. We haven't really seen a drastic difference, and obviously it's different, but he's done a good job, and I mean he's earning everything he gets, and it was good to get him in the field today. Gave Sprague a lot a night off. Might get him another day off tomorrow, but just to have him swinging the bat and play a little defense. He hadn't taken a whole lot of ground balls at third. He played there in the fall for us, and so it's probably a little bit different, but might give him another shot over there tomorrow.
And Holt in right field, just a day off for Diggs. And how do you think Peyton performed out there?
Yeah, just kind of letting Kendall take another day off, and wanted to get Holt in the lineup. Didn't really want to DH him, wanted him and Souza to both play. So just thought about it and kind of went with Holt out there in the outfield because he had a little more experience out there than putting Nolan out there, and still wanted to keep the middle infield together. They want to play and get some more bats. So I thought all the way around did a pretty good job.
Christian with a clean inning today. He hasn't been scored on, I think, since like the opening weekend of the season. Just how have you seen his growth from last year to this year?
Well, he's a lot more confident, but I'd say that his stuff's better. He's throwing a lot more strikes and getting ahead of hitters, and getting ground balls, get sync on that fastball, and it's good to see him throw a couple of sliders today that were really good. Threw the splitter a couple of times, maybe once, and but it's the fastball. It's downhill and it's sinking, and they got to make their mind up real quick if they want to swing or not, because it's got a little bit of velocity behind it. So continuing to get better. If that slider comes on, it's going to be real hard to hit him.
This is the now school record wins at home all time 22. maybe. I know you've commented on things like this recently,
Yeah,
but
what,
it's-
in a
it's
row?
22 in a row
yeah.
in season.
Yeah, pretty good. Hopefully we'll keep it going. Yeah, so, uh, yeah, these guys show up and they play. We pitch good and we feel the ball pretty good and, you know, it's been a good combination, but yeah, I mean, something like that, you can't predict that. And, especially when you get into league play, you know, it's so hard to sweep anybody in league play. If you're playing midweek game, you know, you can win a game or two there. But when you get into league play, man, it's tough. So, yeah, just proud of our guys for getting after it, playing hard, and that's a good number.
I'm sure you got a pitching plan with Fisher and a lineup of guys behind him, but I guess you've looked at the weather also.
Yeah, yeah, and you guys probably haven't been told, we just moved the game up because there's supposedly a window now, so that'll give you guys a little more time to handle basketball and all that stuff you're really interested in right now. So, well, as of now, Roy and I think he told the other coach, we're looking at 1. Looks like it's going to be maybe lighter from 12 to 3 or 4, and then it jumps back in. Hey, if it doesn't, we'll take a shot. We'll see what we can do, but try to throw the first pitch around 1 is what we're talking about. And, you know, that looks like that's what it's going to be.
So I'll ask you a question. Sam Pittman got asked this morning, do you pay attention to college basketball coaching searches?
Do I pay attention
Yeah.
to it? Yeah, I watch it and I'm glad it's over. It's finally baseball season, right? Yeah, I pay attention to it, man.
You gonna talk to him about waving goodbye that time?
Well, you know, if he wants to.
We saw a lot of guys that came out of the bullpen today that pitched a lot on the weekends for you. I guess safe to assume tomorrow, you know, might be some guys that haven't gotten as much, you know, innings. And what are you looking
Different
for?
guys. These are the guys that we had marked down to throw tonight. You know, Hewlett and Dietz and Wood and Fouch we wanted them to go tonight if we needed to. And we could have sent Ben back out there for another inning or two, but we figured 5 and let's get some other guys in there. It's a good job. So I mean, Ben threw 5 innings, only threw 55 pitches. So he had another 2 innings in him if we needed him to.
Behavio Loy was batting 190 through the first 10 games of the season. Now he's jumped up to 299. He also hit the homer today. Just what have you been seeing out of him over the past few weeks?
Well, he's really stayed in the zone. He's been a lot more patient. He's hitting the ball extremely hard the other way, as you saw the one he hit off my window. I mean, that was beautiful. And he knew it right when he hit it. It's hard to hit the ball the other way that hard. He did it. So just staying in the zone, just kind of getting it going. And you know, it's been fun watching him just kind of climb the ladder a little bit.
Dave, with this being a 5-game week for the first time, are there any pitchers that we haven't seen that you might throw tomorrow?
Not that you haven't seen on the year. No. But we've got 5 or 6 more guys that we could go with tomorrow if we need to and get them a little bit of work. But you know, we'll start Fisher. I have no idea who they're starting. We didn't know who they were starting today until yesterday, but they gave us a TBA on this one. So Oliver will be up till 2 or 3 in the morning waiting on that text so he can let me know.
Yeah, Ben, just 5 innings, more innings than you'd pitched all season before today. Just how good did it feel to kind of log some time out there, and what was working for you?
Yeah, it felt really good. I felt like every inning I was out there just kind of got more comfortable and kind of just more, you know, dialed in. So it felt really good to get, you know, some innings under my belt. And I think just honestly, all my pitches were working tonight, even through the 5th. I feel like it wasn't until probably the 3rd inning where I felt like I was really confident with my changeup, and then that was what I kind of started throwing a lot of in the 4th and the 5th. So, like I said, just felt really good.
And Nolan, third base today. You know, I know you played there in the fall. Just what's it like getting out on the field, taking some ground balls, not being a designated hitter, change anything for you?
It was fun to get to go out there and play every single inning and not have like down innings in between. I don't mind DHing, but I like being out on the field too. I'm more like locked in with every single pitch of the game.
Hey, this is for Ben and Christian. This is 3 straight Tuesdays where it's either been a 1-hitter or a 2-hitter for your staff. What's been the key to that in the midweek?
I think it's just a testament to how strong our bullpen is. Even some of the guys that may not throw on the weekends, and some guys that obviously can come back after the weekend. Just, the depth of the bullpen. And I think it just shows how many dudes we have on the staff.
Yeah, I mean, like 4 guys throw the pen today, and I mean, it'll probably be the same thing tomorrow too. And so it's just a lot nicer because you don't have to, use guys like McIntyre or anything to help you, through a midweek game. You're just able to throw everybody, and they get their innings.
Christian, this new grip that you're using, is this something that was a change in season or was it out of season and it's just beginning to kind of click the last few weeks?
Yeah, so I made it right after the JMU series. Just my fastball was kind of flat, so got some sink to it, and I don't know, I just threw it in a live AB on like a Tuesday, and DVH told me to throw it on Saturday, and I got in the Mizzou game and threw it, and it was good. So just kind of stuck with it since.
You remember who that at bat was against?
I do not know.
Okay. Hey, for Ben, do you feel like the longer you go, the more comfortable you get? Because it seems like, this is the first time you've really been stretched out this year, and
Yeah.
you look better as the game went on.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of something that I've kind of noticed my whole life is sometimes like the first 2 innings, I might be a little kind of riled up and maybe get a little wild at times. But I feel like my whole life, kind of as the game goes on, I just kind of settle in more and like I get a little more, control of my body. So yeah, definitely. I feel like the longer the game goes on, I feel obviously before I get fatigued, I feel like I can hone in my pitches and body pretty well.
Christian, Dave was up here saying that, you're a lot more confident than you were last year, I guess. From your perspective, what does it feel like this year compared to last year?
I just know what to expect coming out of the bullpen. And I guess one of the biggest things too is just we have so many guys behind us to where it's like if I don't get the job done, I know the guy behind me will. So you kind of just go out there and I do the best I can. And even if it's not enough, there's people behind me that can get it done. So it's just a lot easier to throw like that.
Was last year your first year, I guess, out of the bullpen exclusively?
Yeah, I think it was for most of us freshmen, was just being out of the bullpen and trying to figure it out.
Ben, after the homer, I think you retired 10 straight to finish your outing. Did that kind of, a little jolt in you and wake up?
Yeah, that pitch kind of made me mad. It just didn't execute it, and left over the middle a little bit. So I think it definitely made me really focus on execute my pitches and get them to where they need to be. So yeah, I would say so.
Nolan, take me through your 2-run double in the bottom of the second.
I mean, it was a pretty long at bat. I was just trying to fight off pitches. They weren't really ones that I could get a real good swing on, or ones that I was like just early on. I think I hooked a couple down the line, and I was just sitting there waiting for him to throw me one that looked good, and he did. So I just put a good swing on it.
Nolan, it seems like every time the other team scores, takes a lead, it only takes a couple innings for you guys to kind of bounce back. I mean, is that something you discuss in the dugout after the other team takes a lead? Like, hey, we've done this before, or doesn't even really need to be said right now? There's just like that quiet confidence, maybe.
I mean, I don't think it's something that needs to be told to us every single time that if another team jumps out on us, we know that we've got the guys to get the job done. And sometimes if we take a punch in the face early like that, we're going to punch back, hopefully hit them harder than they hit us.